Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Xtremetarot, where we do moon readings and zodiac readings. Today we're doing a zodiac reading for the sign of Cancer. We're taking a look at what your spirit guides would most want to say to you right now. It could be about whatever's going on in your life right now or more of an overall picture, which I'm only saying today because I feel like this is a more overall picture of your overall mindset towards life or something like that. I'm noticing on the Madonna of Roses, there's a lot about the mind here. I feel like this card talks about things happening in your life in order to teach you about certain people and certain maybe more negative energies that could take advantage of you and needing to protect yourself. That's what this card is talking about. We also have this gray energy here. Endings are inevitable. So Spirit's really bringing forward this message of like, it wasn't personal, like, or something like that. Because I feel like there's like a pessimistic viewpoint happening. Look, am I willing? You are on the edge of something great. Can you feel it? Yes, there's risk, uncertainty, and imperfections ahead. Failure is certain and vulnerability is a requirement. You must be brave and trust yourself more than ever before. You will reach the dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forward with courage. And today's soul action. Be brave, follow your heart's compass, and lift the lid on your own dreams. Today's mantra, it is possible. I feel like you don't even believe that these things are possible. The only thing that you think is possible is like endings are inevitable, which is true. I mean, that is a good point. Hold on one second. Endings are inevitable, and I feel like you're somebody that could have had a lot of endings and a lot of shakeups in your life that sort of shaped you or shaped your brain into having this pessimistic point of view. Yeah. Let me see. This says, this is on the bottom of the deck, where can I ask for more help in my life? Today I asked someone for help and receive it with an open heart. I asked for what I want and I'm open to receiving it. I feel like you're very closed off to receiving good things, and there's like a defeatist attitude where you're setting yourself up to fail before you even begin. And maybe you would disagree with that and say, no, actually, like, I could give you a list of all these things that I tried this and it blew up in my face or something like that. But I feel like there is a more limiting belief beneath the surface of just life is bleak, nothing ever works out. There's a lot of clouds here, almost like there is no meaning to life. I can't see the purpose. Your mind is very affected by whatever things you've gone through early on in life. And let me just read from the book about Madonna here of Roses. Your soul is a holy rose, a sublime creation under the care and protection of the Madonna of Roses. The soul that is a holy rose holds an exquisite spiritual perfume. So first of all, I think this is saying that, like, you maybe have been through things that other people haven't been through, so you're right to pick that up. This is a number 43, which reduces to a 7 in numerology. And 7s are all about your soul's needing to grow through, like, tests and trials in life. And even this is a number 10, but it's number 37, but it reduces to a 10, which is, again, a number 10 is like 10 reduces to a 1. So it's like the ending and the beginning all in one. Also number 3 and 7, though, 37, 3 plus 7 is 10 in numerology. So it's like, again, Spirit's trying to expand your world through like these tests and trials with the number 7. Like 7 is a very holy number, they say, or spiritual number, but that's because it causes spiritual growth and healing within you. It causes you to face certain situations, and that's the way your soul grows. Difficult situations a lot of the time. It just means you're special. I'm just kidding. But, like, I'm not saying it like that. I'm not trying to trivialize whatever you've been through here. But I think Spirit is really saying, like, you're somebody that has like almost like a special little soul here that, like, we're trying to grow. And I'm seeing a lot of growth with like these flowers and things, but it's almost like you're misinterpreting the message as like a sign that, like, you're like a forgotten child of Spirit or God or whatever you would say. The soul that is a holy rose holds an exquisite spiritual perfume. She goes through struggles early on in life that teach her when she will need to protect herself from those people or situations that would try to cut her off from what vitalizes and inspires her with life. She is taught to recognize those that would steal her away from her destiny and try to use her for their own selfish purposes. She knows that people who try to use her do not love her. They are interested in what they can gain from her, not what they can share and create together with her. So she is not shy to let such unworthy hands that grasp after her feel the piercing of her thorns. By the time she reaches spiritual maturity, fully blooming as the rose, she understands that she is here on this planet to heal many souls with her inner divine feminine beauty. She can only do this when she takes care of herself. She can allow others to love her, but she can never put her well-being or safety into the hands of anyone other than herself and the divine mother who watches over her. She is her own woman. This holy rose, a living temple of the goddess, bringing heavenly beauty to earth. So Spirit's saying you have a beautiful soul here. Like, you're not like everybody. Like, you have a special little soul here. Like, you're beautiful. Like, and almost that you're such a good soul that, like, you had to have these lessons early on. Again, I'm not talking about, like, real traumatic things. I'm not saying, like, oh, like, you signed up for that or Spirit wanted you to experience that. This is more, like, run-of-the-mill, like, people that are using you, like, what that card was talking about. So if there's other experiences that are like a lot more serious, please know that I'm not referring to those. Like any traumas and things like serious traumas and abuse and things like that. But anyway, I feel like the main message that I'm getting here is that there's a misinterpretation of the message, and that it's mostly for you to learn early on. Even if, like, say, okay, let's use this example. Say you're meant to in this life become a millionaire by the time you're 40, for just an example. And at that time that you become a millionaire, you're dating somebody that is a gold digger. Okay. And by the time you, like, come into your fortune, this person that you're with is able to manipulate your beautiful little soul because you're a giving person. This is the way you started out, I believe. Like, it's a very giving person. And, like, almost they're able, or even if you have a toxic family or whatever it is, and it's like they end up taking away from you whatever you've earned later on in life. Like, does that make sense? And then, like, but since you've learned these lessons early on about people trying to use you, because it was really pointing out people using you and taking advantage. So you could have had early experiences with relationships where people were very selfish and very, they almost treated you like the butler, or like you were supposed to serve them or just take care of them. And they were very like almost like a princess perched in her electric chair. I just heard that from Elton John, Someone Saved My Life Tonight, which is like my favorite breakup song. So again, maybe it's like something like that where it's like there was an ending here, but maybe it's like almost like you felt free from this person. This could be like speaking of your relationships in the past that were really like selfish people here, where it was almost like they did something to mess it up and you're almost grateful looking back. That's what that song always means to me. It's like if someone cheats on you, for example, and then like you're like sleeping in your own bed again at night and you're like, you know what, I'm just so glad this person's out of my life. Like, I was feeling suffocated in this relationship. So it's almost like, I don't feel like these people that like did you dirty, like, yes, I feel like it probably hurt. It was a betrayal. It was a shock. But at the same time, like, were they, looking back, I feel like you could probably look at these people and be like, oh, they were selfish. I could have never really made something good with them anyway. I could have never had them as like a true partner or a teammate. It's almost good that like this was exposed. I feel like you might say that or something like that, because, but I feel like spirits really just want, your spirit guides are coming through to be like, there's purpose to this. We wanted you to learn these lessons. So like when you do get your success later on, you'll either be strong enough to be on your own here. You'll have a partner with you that is very, like on your level, and you won't need to protect yourself from them. You could create together. You could share things together. You could build together, kind of a thing. So, okay. If that's resonating, let's continue. Okay. So what else do Cancer spirit guides want Cancer to know? Oh, soulmates. See, I feel like this is about your like romantic relationships, but it's about, and chop wood, but it's like about bringing you somebody. So if you don't have a soulmate yet, I feel like spirit's like, don't worry. Like, don't think that your past is a portent to your future, especially if you've really been unlucky in love. And like I said, I really think you could have dated some people that were dated, married, whatever, had meaningful relationships, long-term relationships with people that were very selfish, but spirit is bringing forth this message of a soulmate here. And I feel like this is somebody that you're gonna go through life with, because like the chop wood card is about like kind of like those daily tasks, like those things you do every day. I feel like this is like oh, now I'm thinking of another song, Time in a Bottle. Oh God, what part of it was just, I feel like you're gonna have like a soulmate like that though, where it's just, you're just gonna love spending time with them, and like there's never gonna feel like there's enough time. But what was the part I was thinking about in that song? Something about the first thing I do is something about spend them all with you, but I feel like it's gonna be a vibe like that. So number 41, soulmates. Let's see. I almost want to look at the, so that's cute. Hold on. So the meanings of this card: harmonious partnerships, love, friendship, companionship, or relationship, fostering personal growth, which is, I think, what you've had a few of those. I'm just trying to read this contrary message. Okay, look at, this is the contrary message that I'm going to read, because I feel like this is like what you've been through up until now, or like maybe earlier on in life, something like that. An important relationship brings you to your knees. This is the kind of soulmate, and that's what this is saying. Like, even these other people were soulmates in a way because they were meant to teach you a very important lesson. I feel like you're the type of person that maybe thinks that things are just random and up to chance, and like, or even that like you have bad luck and you just have something like that. Anyway, okay. An important relationship brings you to your knees. This is the kind of soulmate who comes with a powerful gift. Your patterns and all your old stories that don't serve your well-being enter into this dynamic so you can heal them. This person is called to a sacred task to help you learn, even if it seems uncomfortable, sticky, or even inconceivable. The question is not why did he or she do this to me, but rather what is the gift in this? Look into this mirror. You will only be changed for the better. So maybe Spirit's like inviting you to look back a little bit on these relationships and like realize that, how did you feel afterwards? Like, look at the time period right after you ended these relationships. Yeah, maybe it sucked. They were selfish. They were this. They were using you. They were betraying you somehow, cheating on you, whatever it was. But then, like, what was the bounce back? Like, I always think about, like, Big Sean, Bounce Back. That's, like, my favorite song of all time. But it's, like, think about when you bounce back, like, hopefully you bounce back and we're able to like almost be in like a mode of like, you know, like a take no prisoners, like I'm doing me kind of a thing, where it is like you learned how to like be strong. Like, does that make sense? Like, you learned how to like, yeah, it hurt, but then you like learned how to be strong. Now I think you're almost going a little bit too much here, where you're a little bit too jaded. Like you have a little too many thorns poking out here with this Madonna of Roses. It's like, you're like not receptive to the good things in life too. You're keeping out the good and the bad. So I think Spirit's like, okay, like we get that you went through it. We get that you had it rough. Like, we're not disputing that, but that those times are over. At least it feels like there's some like soul family people coming in, but this isn't, oh, I just switched to friendship. But okay, wait, hold on. That's not the card I was going to get. Let me get Moonology. What else for what are we, Capricorn? Cancer. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Cancer. What does Cancer Spirit Guides most want them to know right now? Okay. That's 2. What is it? Full moon in Pisces, full moon in Gemini. All right, what else for Cancer? Oh my God. Okay. All right, that like fell on the floor. Sorry. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo, and believe in the impossible. I feel like which card was talking about how in order to manifest something, or in order to like, you know, go after your dreams, you have to be willing to risk vulnerability. I'm getting here an unwillingness to do that. You cannot believe in it's impossible for you to even maybe believe that good things could happen to you. And it's like your pride is in the way, because your pride's like not, oh my God, not wanting you to feel vulnerable. I forgot to roll the die. Wait, what area of Cancer's life is most being affected? The 8th house. So, okay, this is like deeply buried things here. Deep subconscious beliefs. It's like pain that hasn't been maybe expressed. The 8th house deals with death. It deals with repressed emotions, sexual taboos. Like, it's kind of like the underbelly. It's like scorpionic energy. And it is a card of like lots of like transformation in your life. So I feel like this is really like lining up here. So I feel like there is some deeply ingrained beliefs. With the full moon in Leo, Leo is a fixed sign. This is like, this energy ain't playing. Like, I've had a lot of energies not playing on the channel lately. Like, I don't know. Like, that's a vibe going on right now. Let's look at full moon in Leo. And this is a full moon. So it's almost like maybe you like are somebody that thinks a lot about the endings that you've experienced in life. Like you ruminate on, not like in a pity way, but almost in a way of like, never forget. Like, I can't ever like have that happen again. Or if an opportunity comes up, it's like this old mindset comes in where it's almost like you feel hopeful, but then it's almost like you shut down somehow and you're not open to it. Have you been letting your pride become an obstacle? Is the question you're asking based on your ego, or is it from your heart? Leo energy is all about the heart. Its energy is magnificent, but when it's combined with the rush of the full moon, it can become over the top. I'm not sure if I'm really getting this. This card may have come to you because you need to end a deadlock that has developed. More love and thoughts for the greater good are the solution to this dilemma. If you've not been doing as you would be done by lately, this is the time to find balance between your own needs and the needs of the people around you. This will help all your relationships. I almost feel like this is the opposite here. This is talking about being selfish. I feel like this is more so about almost like maybe like a self-loathing thing, or a feeling like you're not good enough. I feel like you could be the type of person that's really good to the people around you, but like really hard on yourself. I'm almost getting like an inverted meaning from this. So additional, like self-esteem is a struggle for you. I feel like you have some sort of deeply buried belief that maybe these things happen to you because like you deserved it, or you're not a good person, or there's something there that's your vulnerable self won't even admit here, even to yourself. Maybe it's going to be a struggle. Like there's a lot of pride here. There's a lot of like, I don't want anyone to like see a weakness in me, because I think people have exploited the weakness in you in the past. Everyone is equally important. Creative urges should be followed. A friendship may be ending now. And this says, when the full moon comes in Leo, it can be a wonderfully bright time where people feel more confident to show the world their talents and assets. That's the upside of this lunation and of this card. However, take note that the Leo full moon combination creates a sort of tension between your needs and the needs of people in your networks. Leo full moon is a time to release pride. I'm more so getting that it's just creating a tension between, I don't know, like something about you feeling just afraid to take the risk again. Something like that. Like you don't want to risk, say there was like an opportunity for a new job. It's like you're afraid to like fall flat on your face. I feel like you've like tried. I feel like you have been open in the past where you've been like, you know what, like I'm not going to let my past stop me, and like tried to be open and try new things, but you feel like you just fall flat on your face. So now it's like, you're like, you know what? No, like it's just like you've shut down. And even back in those times, something I want to draw your attention to, if, I think that the reason this 8th house came out is to highlight that these beliefs are so ingrained that like, even though you were in an outer way trying, like you deep down believe that you were going to fall on your face in a way, like if that makes sense. I really believe that. So I feel like there's like deeper work that needs to be done here, whether like in therapy, whether it's just like on your own. But look, the Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? This is about like recognizing that you do have power, that these things that happened to you in the past like were a lesson. It wasn't just because you deserved it or you're stupid or something like that. It's like, and like taking those lessons and like telling yourself a different story, because I feel like the story you're telling yourself right now is a very negative one about your life. Hold on. All right. What is going on here for Cancer? What do you want? Oh my God. What do Cancer spirit guides want Cancer to know right now? We have Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. And look, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. You could have a lot. This could even be like generational trauma passed on from family. I was going to say that with the 8th house, that could be about deaths in the family, and inheritances and things like that, other people's money. I don't know. So I feel like there's some healing of the family line here needing to be done. And this is your spirit guides literally coming through. You're not alone. We're here. Like, this isn't like we're not playing too. Like, you're not playing and we're not playing. Like, we've been here the whole time. Break the chain. There's a lot of things in your past that spirit, I think, wants you to like look at like full on. I feel like with the 8th house, a lot of the times we try to go in the sunlight and just forget about the things in the past. We try to stuff it down, and that doesn't really work. It's like the only way to feel things or the only way to heal things or to feel things. And this says rewriting the future. Again, I don't know if I was saying it, but like you're telling yourself a story, you're writing the story a certain way in your head. And spirit's like, if you could like face some of these shadows within you, if you could look at these situations, like kind of air them out, shine a light on them, whatever they could be, whatever painful things from the past, whatever you tell yourself about these situations will like hold the key to your beliefs here. But yeah, the boundaries here. Where do you need, I feel like this is you keeping everything out. This is you, like your energy inside. That's just, look, it's like people have taken from you. So you've created this like barrier. Like you're like a lion, like, or you're just like, no, like you're very protective over yourself here. All right, Leo. Just like Leo. Just like my Leo. Right, Leo? All right, let's see what else we can get here. I don't even think you realize this. I feel like you've just like attributed your bad luck to random chance. And I don't know, like, again, like I'm not talking about traumas and things like that, but what's this? Health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. This health, I get a lot of times, I get like Virgo energy. So also something else I could say is that especially if you're stagnating in your life now, we have relationships. But again, I think the relationships of your past really were meant to like teach you something. But with the health card being here, maybe there's something to do with like not taking care of yourself a little bit, where maybe that's why you're almost feeling down on yourself. Like that's something I would think about, whether it be like the food that you're eating, what you're putting into your body, your workout routine or lack thereof, like your daily habits, hygiene, things like that, like little things like that, where it's like, is that contributing to your overall, I don't want to say bad mood, but like pessimistic viewpoint or feeling of hopelessness? Like, are you using the past as an excuse to not, and maybe not, I'm not saying that you are, but I think these are questions your spirit guides want you to sit with. Like, are you using your past as a reason to not try, but then also not trying and complaining, even if it's just to yourself, that like nothing good ever happens to you, kind of a thing? I don't know. That's just something your spirit guides want you to chew on. So let's get some tarot. What else does Cancer need to know right now? We have the Knight of Pentacles. This could be like what I'm getting from the Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, where there's certain things that are going to happen that are going to take time. Like, say you want to change and do a new job. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. But there's like a course that you have to take and you never take the course. Okay, like you need to put in some time. You need to dedicate some time and effort into certain things in order to get results out of them and have success. I feel like you could be someone that like gets ideas but then never follows through on them. Like, this is the Knight of Pentacles. I don't know, with the Six of Wands, I was just getting somebody that like kind of like creates like, we'll say a YouTube channel, and then expects like overnight fame, and when they don't have it within a week, they like give up and like never go back to their YouTube channel, like something like that. Like, you have to follow through. Five of Cups under the Soulmates card. Again, I feel, oh, Three of Swords. Like, you felt some deep pain here. Again, I'm not trying to say that like, oh, your pain wasn't anything, it was just meant to teach you, so like let it go. Like, I'm not saying it like that, but I feel like there's unresolved trauma from these situations. And again, trauma, ugh, such a word that we all hate, but it's just unexpressed emotions from that situation. A lot of times, like during the moon cycles, like if there's like a really potent like super moon, like, or a full moon or whatever it is, maybe a full moon in Leo will like get it out of you. It's during Aquarius season, which is, I don't know, in like January. But anyway, I don't know, just because that's the only moon that I see here. But a lot of times that can bring like that's a good time to get rid of like a lot of these buried emotions. Sometimes like stuff will come up. I think I was talking about, it was a recent moon that we had. Was it the blue moon that we just had? Where I was like crying about my boyfriend from when I was 16, like this time that he cheated on me, I was like thinking about it at night and I literally started crying about it. And I'm like, oh my God, like I didn't even know I still cared. Like literally it was, how old am I? 36. It was 20 years ago. 20 years ago. I was like crying over when my boyfriend cheated on me and I caught him and I just was like, oh. And then he broke up with me. Like, it's just like, I feel like maybe that's, I don't know, that story just came to me. So maybe there's like situations like that where you just feel stupid. You look stupid. There's something about being in the spotlight here with Leo and like your pain being on display, maybe like on stage, something like that. Oh my gosh. What else for Cancer? But it might take a while to work through all this pain too with the Knight of Pentacles. But I think Spirit's really wanting you to like sort of think about these situations and what you've learned. Look at your life then and now and the types of relationships. And I think I saw the friendship card when I cut the deck. So even look at your friendships, like look at the type of friends you had then back in the day versus now, the type of romantic relationships you had then versus now, or even the type of, even if you're single, think about how you've changed and you won't let certain people, you can tell when someone is like a bad person and you won't even engage with them to begin with, or not a bad person, but you could tell they're not a good fit for you. They're not on the same level. Like they're a taker and you're a giver. Like, and you're like, like I can't. Something like that. We have the Hanged Man coming through here and the Hermit. Spirit really wants you to look at the past in a different way here. This says Heart of a Warrior. This, whatever has happened, has served to strengthen you and give you like almost harden your heart, because I feel like your heart needed to be hardened like by life because it maybe was a little bit too soft. And Spirit does that to us in a myriad of ways that aren't always a lot of fun. It's like when my dad used to always say to me, like, Gina, like, you think everyone's like you. He's very like protective over me and scared like that bad, you know, people were going to take advantage of me and things like that. And he's like, Gina, like, you think everyone's like you, but nobody's like you. He's like, you have to, people are like fucked up in this world, like da 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 da. And I'm just like, what? Like, I'm like a little kid, like, what? Like, okay, like, you know what I mean? But like, he was right, but he was like really worried about, I feel like your spirit guides are like, would say that to you like when you were younger too, and like unfortunately like you had to learn the lesson the hard way in order to like gain this wisdom here with the Hermit. So like later on in life you'll make better choices and you'll be able to recognize who's a good person and who's not. We have the Chariot and the Emperor. So I feel like almost with these three cards, this is like powerful energy. I feel like there was like a long period, like I feel like, again, this is about your life overall. I feel like there was a lot of sad nights here. Like there was a lot of lonely nights. There was a lot of grief and things like that. But it's like, I think Spirit's saying like this doesn't have to continue. Like with the Hanged Man, if you could flip yourself upside down, that's what the Hanged Man usually is. See things from a new perspective. The Chariot and the Emperor, like I think this is speaking of financial success here. Things could get moving for you here. You could, and you might be like, oh yeah, right. Like you're probably like thinking like, yeah, right. Like I'm not like, I feel like you are. We also have Temperance, sorry. But the King of Wands, it's like you have to step into your power. And the Emperor, yes, because we had this on the bottom of the deck, the Good Witch, where it's like you're not recognizing your own power here. You're, I think, like kind of taking a back seat in your life, a very passive approach to your life here with the Gray. Endings are inevitable. What's the point in trying? And I think you need to realize that you're doing that. You're selling yourself short. You're almost like being your own worst enemy and sabotaging yourself in a subtle way. Or before you even start, you're sabotaging yourself. Okay, sorry, I'm not trying to like be like preachy, but I really feel like Spirit's like you need to recognize that you can step into your own power here. And this is Cancer energy, but this is the Chariot. It's a very powerful form of Cancer energy. That's like triumphant energy, the Emperor, like being triumphant over yourself here. It's like Aries energy too, but it's like I think Spirit wants you to start something new, try something new. Just at least believe that things are possible. Like allow yourself to daydream about the life you want, and you probably just already shut it down. You can't even like imagine. So what other messages for Cancer? We have Ladder, climbing towards success. Like Spirit wants you to know that it is possible, but also the Knight of Pentacles, like there has to be work put in. There has to be work put in, whether that's emotional work here with the Five of Cups, like digging into your past and realizing and seeing things from a new perspective, am I willing? Being willing to even have this new perspective and be like, is there a chance that all that stuff was like meant to like strengthen me and teach me how to protect myself? Do you know how to protect yourself now? Like, I feel like you're a little too protective, if anything. Now we've gone like in like the other direction. So it's just, we have Temperance. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, that wasn't Temperance. That's the King of Wands, but really Temperance is on the bottom of the deck. I moved them. We have Temperance to, like moderate things, because I feel like it's like extremes. Now you're like too protective, so it's like it's okay to like be open, but you have to also be discerning. All right. Whoa. All right. What else here? Nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. And maybe that's something that you never had. I think this is also saying that relationships are important to you. But I'm getting a vibe here that you were like a little bird in the nest, and you were just like, you know, when the moms does that to them. But I don't think you were like expecting, like, I feel like that happened to you a lot of the times. And maybe in your relationships too, where it was very jarring, like the tower almost, like experiences that just, you were fragile. This is an egg. If an egg falls out of a tree, it's like it did damage to you. Like, I'm getting that, and I'm not trying to trivialize it at all, but Spirit's like, okay, like, we get that, but look at where you are now and how you've grown. Like, you can't dispute that, I think, if you really took a look in the mirror. The Hanged Man, we have Beetle, good fortune. You have to like shift your entire belief system. Like, I really feel like this is really highlighting your mind. Take a look at your beliefs. Take a look, start listening into the way that you talk to yourself. Like, oh, that's stupid. Like, whatever thoughts like pop up in your head, especially if you're somebody that like has ideas and stuff, because I'm getting 3 of Wands energy, where it's almost like you have a vision for the future, but then you like stop it. Like, it's you're closing it off or something like that. What else? Elephant. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. I think you need to take this journey within yourself, really go back in time. The elephant's facing that way, like to the past. And like, it's almost like you have to go backwards in order to go forwards. You have to reverse before you have to get that momentum, and then whoa, you're gonna like a slingshot. You know, you pull it back and then it shoots forward. Like, it's like a vibe like that. And then Broom, new home, new attitude. So maybe that's something that you're either going to manifest here, a new home. That's what you're trying to do. But with the Emperor, it's almost like that's what something grown-ups do. Maybe you just don't feel like you'll ever be that level of success or something like that. I don't know. But it's like, I think that there needs to be a new attitude here. And maybe there's something with the health. It's almost like cleaning up your house or something, because I see this broom here. Maybe changing your room around, like cleaning out your closets. I don't know, like cleaning up outside. There's like, it's like a broom outside. I don't know why you would be sweeping the grass, but all right, I'm like going nuts here, people. Like, who is illustrating this card? I'm just kidding. But anyway, like, you know, maybe doing like raking up the leaves. It's about to be fall season. I don't know, like, that sounds stupid, but there's something about your space and your surroundings and the way you're taking care of yourself and those daily details having a big effect on your energy. I'm really getting that. The Emperor, taking care of yourself too. That's a very self-focused energy. So let's see. What other advice do you have for Cancer here? Start and end the day with positive thoughts about yourself, even if you're mean in between. So I feel like you're very hard on yourself. I feel like you are mean to yourself, or at least just very down on the idea of you being successful. Like I was saying, listen to that self-talk. I think Spirit really wants you to take notice of the things, of the thought patterns that you have, and notice if you're being mean to yourself, because I feel like this is a big problem for you. We have keep the promises you make to yourself. I feel like, again, I don't know if I said that, like you don't follow through on things. You maybe get an idea, but it's almost like if you have an idea, like, again, with this Knight of Pentacles, like, it's going to be a climb. It's going to take time. Like, just like if you go to school to get a degree, it takes time. You have to invest time and energy. Just like that's the way I look at my YouTube channel now. I've had it for 2 years. I have like 400 subscribers. Like, it's like nothing. But it's like, the way I look at it is like, what if I went to school for like whatever it was, and I went for 4 years? I wouldn't know that I was going to get a job in that field. Like, one of my friends that I used to work with, she went to school to be a nutritionist, and she was waitressing right alongside me, and I think she still is. I really don't know, though. I haven't talked to her. But it's like, you really have no guarantees even with college. So it's like, you have to be willing to invest time and energy. But I feel like you're somebody that maybe quits after like the first week or something, or before you even start, and you're like, no, that'll never happen, or something like that. Forgive yourself and remember that you're allowed to learn your lessons in the exact way you need to learn them. And like shift the way that you look at a lot of things, because maybe even now that you've had ideas and then you haven't followed through on them, there's a certain shame from that, where you're like, oh, like, you know, it's just like building up on top of like these feelings of inadequacy within you, and you're almost using these bad feelings as an excuse. But I think subconsciously with the 8th house, not like consciously. So I think Spirit's like, just notice the pattern. That's just look back and like, don't look at it like, oh, I did this, and like feel shame or embarrassed, or yeah, maybe shame here with the Leo energy, like the solar plexus chakra. I feel like you could do solar plexus chakra work. That's what you need. You're not confident. There's self-esteem issues. That will really help you have that, like that fire. You need that fire back in your life of like, yeah, I could do anything. I feel like you're kind of like, you're complacent. You're complacent with where you are in life, and you feel like you're safe there. Like you're a Cancer. You're in your little crab shell. Like you're like, you're complacent, and you're a little, maybe in your home here, you like never leave the house. It's like, get up out of that house. Like, get up out of that mindset. Like there's some sort of a cave, whether like metaphorical or literal, that you need to like expand out of. And also, yeah, forgive yourself and be like, okay, like I have my whole life ahead of me here. And maybe, yeah, like I was stuck in a rut, but now I can look back and see that, how this rut is like, you know, whoa, of my own making. Okay, I just dropped 2 cards on the floor. Weigh and discern everything you're told. And you know what? You know how to do that now based on whatever happened in the past. And don't be afraid to make a fuss if someone is violating you in any way. I feel like you have learned how to stand up for yourself and to do this. And I think Spirit's also like, remember everything that you've learned here. It wasn't just for nothing. Like you have learned a lot of lessons here. You believe, like I don't know. Spirit really wants you to realize, like you're looking at this. I feel like Spirit's like, you're looking at this all wrong. Like not all wrong, but Spirit's like, you're missing the point here, like big time, buddy. Like put on a little lipstick, you'll be fine. That's coming out over this again. I feel like there's something here about taking care of yourself. Yeah, look, regardless of how filthy your past is, your future is still spotless. Focus less on how others feel about you and focus on how you feel about yourself. But there's something about, yeah, don't let your past portend your future. Like you need to like be willing to have a completely new experience moving forward, and maybe take a little more care here with something, either with your appearance, your outer environment, your health, your exercise routine, like something you don't feel good about. Stretching, it could be anything, but there's something superficial that you could do that is going to help you to feel more confident and esteemed right away. But yeah, okay, I think that's it, guys. I'm sorry, that was like a lot, but I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one. Oh my god, this is so long. Okay, bye.